You know what? Ford is really paying attention to details of their customers. Now, the new Bronco details prove that they're paying attention. And that's what's going to make this brand awesome, folks. If they can carry through in this and their service and the way they take care of recalls, just the way they treat their customers, we're going to have a winner here. And your investment is going to show in how your investment depreciates. And basically that goes back to J.D. Powers and a lot of other things that we'll talk about later. But a much loved nameplate may get the new Broncos through the door. But Ford new truck is counting on the thoughtful details to win over the buyers in its competitive segment. Now that was announced after years of speculation. The 2021 Bronco promises to combine a tough, no-nonsense platform with the sort of attention to detail that gives the modern SUV an edge. Which means they got to think upscale with this. And when we say upscale, we means they got to treat their customers with the utmost respect and the utmost care. And they have to take care of them. When there's recalls, things go wrong when the customer comes into service, and they got to take care of their employees as well, because that goes over into the customers. And if they do that and they do it just right, we're gonna have one hell of an SUV here, folks. And what makes this so awesome is that you look at this SUV and you say to yourself, it looks splendid. I definitely want one. I'm definitely got my eyes on the Black Diamond. I haven't put anything yet because I'm busy paying off my payments on one car, and I'm keep ditching out these videos and giving you guys the content that you love. And I hope you guys love me back and continue to subscribe and share. But when you look at this baby, what you gotta say is goodbye roof, goodbye doors. This is just awesome. Awesome SUVs. And even an awesome Bronco Sport. And you just gotta say to yourself, goodbye doors, goodbye roof. Both the 2-door and the 4-door Broncos give a serious nod to the original truck. And the Jeep's cash cow Wrangler, with their removable roof and doors. How Ford has done that, though, bears some examination, since it addresses some of the lingering frustrations in the rival systems. And I got to give it to the Ford engineers. They addressed this, and they did it correctly. They made a perfect SUV. I mean, inside and interior, it's just nothing but perfect space, as you can see from this pic. You got the open ear convertible, open in the back, open in the side. It's just awesome, folks. Now, the 2-door Bronco comes with 3-section roof system. As standard, there are separate left and right front panels, and then a third rear section. A 4-section premium version has a removable panel over the rear seat and a cargo area, keeping things simple should the urge to go topless. And believe me, you won't get a ticket and only do it in the right areas. Just kidding. Now, the urge to go topless will overcome you on the move. Now, the first row panels are designed to stow away in the truck too. Now, when you're topless in this baby and you're driving, you're gonna feel good. It's that open air feeling that people long for on the motorcycle. But when you're inside of a Ford Bronco, it's a lot less dangerous than a motorcycle, folks. And you can carry a lot more stuff than you can on the motorcycle. But the experience is just awesome. It's second to none. Now, as for the 4 doors, they get a cloth soft top as standard, with a tilt-up feature for quicker access to the rear cargo area. A 4-section hard roof is available. Now, with it, you get the left and the right panels, plus a full-width center panel, and finally, a rear section. Now this shows that Ford is listening. And this is what makes it so awesome. Now what helps the 2021 Bronco out is how clever Ford has been about all those panels and doors. The rear quarter windows, for example, are removable with a modular hardtop. But you don't need to remove the roof panels first. All of the panels are designed to be removed by just one person too. There'll be a window door option, which not only looks slick, but helps with visibility down low around the truck. Now, they were talking about that particular option's not going to make it into production. Right now, we're looking at the suspension. And we're looking at the top. We got the convertible. And we're going to get to that door panel section in a second. Now, they're talking about this is never going to make it to production, folks. I don't know if Ford has changed their mind, but you never know. I'm sure the engineers had to put something else together. But it would be nice if they had like some kind of glass there. But if they did, how would this work? So this is never going to make it to production, but they could somehow make this thinner and then still keep the glass there and have the other glass where it's 3 panels of glass when it's rolled down and where it's just 1. But from what I hear, this is just a concept vehicle. It's never going to make it to production. But if they did, could you imagine? You would be able to look in certain places that you would not with that window there. The visibility will be down low and definitely around the truck. You can see all the way around just to see. But they have the cameras, the spotter cameras. You should be able to see all of that from the spotter camera. So make sure you tick that box and get that option. Now, maybe most important, unlike over on the Jeep Wrangler, Ford has opted to mount the side mirrors on a cowl of the Bronco, which you see here. That means even if you take off the front doors, you still get those mirrors, and you need them. And there's those doors. We really hope that they would come up with some kind of way to make those doors and bring it to the production. But these are some of the options, such as this is just awesome right here. Ford has knocked it out the box. Now, a good SUV cabin design usually comes down to how comfortable the seats are and how many places there are to stash bags, bottles, and phones. The Bronco, though, takes its off-road reputation seriously and figures that there are going to be to drivers who want more within and a safety on hand. Now, when they're pushing their truck through the rougher terrain, they want to bring that experience and keep that experience. And so they're allowing places for you to keep the cameras. They allow places for you to keep your drinks. They allow you to hang stuff. It shows that this SUV was definitely designed by an off-roader or by an engineer who went off-road. And if he didn't go off-road prior, he did his homework or she did her homework and came up with this awesome SUV. You can see this is just awesome, folks. The cameras, all the electronics, everything that you need in order to bring your experience to life. The removable doors and everything else is just awesome, folks. Everything about this. You're able to store the doors away in the bags that you see here. One person can do all of this. If that's not awesome, I don't know what is. Now, maybe the most interesting feature is the bring your own device rack. It's not a very imaginative name, true, but the dashboard spanning rail is clever nonetheless. It allows you to mount things like your GoPro, your camera, your standalone navigation device, smartphone, satellite phone, or other gadgets, complete with a 12-volt power connection to keep them running. This is just what makes this great. Now, Ford option list is lengthy too, and doesn't stop there. You can add an extra grab handles, for example, mounted into the instrumentation panels and center console. You have the Moley hooks, which can be fitted to the seat back, so you can attach anything from water bottles, the compasses, the Bluetooth speakers, where they'll be easy to grab, and you can enhance your off-road experience and just have a blast. Now, electrical modularity has been considered too. You can have an extra panel of silicone seal switches mounted in the overhead panel, for example, which come with the pre-wired leads to the key accessory points. That way, if you plan on extra lighting or a custom kit, the Bronco, there's no need to drill into the dashboard for an ugly new switch. It's all there. You have everything that you need. And clever tech, that's what's going to put this Bronco over the edge, folks. And it shows that Ford has definitely paid attention to the detail to get you and keep you. And that's what makes this SUV so awesome. That's what makes it so doggone awesome. You have the drain plugs. And not only that, if you notice here that they're also like tied to this rubber piece that go around here, just in case you break it, because it will break off over time if you keep cleaning it, because this is just plastic. And so, but this is replaceable because there's a strip here. Or this may be some high, hopefully this is some high some high materials as far as the rubber is, so it doesn't break so easily. It shows, little things like this are shown. So when we see the Bronco for the first time, those are some things just to look at, because then you have a good SUV. When they don't cut corners on stuff like that, because they will break off and it will be a pain. And if they do break off, will it be replaceable? And from what it looks like here, it looks like they just snap on. And so it looks like it would be replaceable. This is what engineers have to think about. And this is what Ford has thought about. We just hope and pray that they have. It appears as though to the eyes that they have. And because of that, it's going to make this SUV awesome, folks. Clever technology. And that's the Bronco Sport Water 40. Now, this is just awesome. Now, as you expect, a lot of the tech in the new Bronco is familiar from other modern cars. The 360-degree camera, integrated navigation aren't exactly unusual at this point. But how Ford has tweaked them for the truck intended audience is quite damn cunning. The 360-degree camera, for example, doesn't just help you pull in and out of the parking spot at Walmart. It also has off-road spotter views, which focus the vehicle on different potential hazards, like rocky outcrops or the drop on the side of a trail. So even drivers, when they're by themselves, get the benefit of a second pair of eyes. Then there's the off-road navigation. You can outfit the Bronco with up to 12-inch Sync 4 infotainment system, one of the biggest touchscreens you have ever seen on a Ford. Now, Ford has really did a lot of nice things with their touchscreens. I once went to an auto show in Atlanta, and I also went to one in Miami, and I saw the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and I saw that big touchscreen, and I was like really impressed. And it had the knob on the bottom. And Bronco has taken that, Ford has taken that and added into the Bronco, not to the full extent of the Ford Mustang Mach-E, but you can see where they might go with that touchscreen. But the one in the Bronco is not going to look like the Mach-E by a long shot, because the one in the Bronco is watertight. The one in the Mach-E is not watertight. The knob, if can water or something that can get inside of there. But the engineers have really did their homework, and they made that navigation just right. So trust me, your Ford Bronco, your infotainment system is stellar. Now, one of the biggest touchscreens that we have seen that's also safe. Now, that supports regular navigation, of course, but it has the topographical trail maps and over 1,000 curated trail guides provided by experts such as Neotex, Accurate Terra Maps, Trails Off-Road, Fun Tracks. As you hope, they work whether the Bronco's embedded 4G LTE connection is lost or offline, so you don't have to worry about being lost someplace and not knowing how in the hell you're going to get home. So being in the wilderness without data signal won't hold you back, and it won't stop you from having fun. And the cool thing about it is that when you get dirty, you can hose yourself down. Now, get me dirty and hose me down. You might be getting the message that Ford really hopes that the 2021 Bronco owners actually do take their shiny new trucks out into the mud and sand and play with them. And do it properly. Now, to make that easier or more accurate, to reduce the headaches of cleaning up after an off-road jaunt, there are some less usual materials, such as the cloth and the leather cabin, for example. And what we see here, you're able to wash and clean the interior. That makes a hell of a difference, folks. And not only that, but when you're off-road and you got the rocks flying everywhere, you got bags to put your doors in so that the dirt and everything else, your interior won't get scratched up. You won't scratch the doors up. Not interior, but you won't scratch the paint on the doors up. You can do this all, after you clean the truck and you put the doors away, and then you go and you just get muddied, folks. This is awesome. Now, sure, you can get the cloth seats in the base Bronco and the leather in the top spec versions. However, you can also have marine grade vinyl on select trims, which can be wiped or washed down and is resistant to mildew. Now, those models can also have washable rubberized floors, which we saw earlier. Now, that's definitely nice, folks. Built-in drain hose, make it short work. Of any of the water that's left. Similarly, the dashboard controls are designed to be wipeable and use silicone sealing on the switches and tough rubber for the areas likely to get bruised the most. Now, you have 7 trims and plenty of customizations. Ford doesn't expect to begin production of the new Bronco. Again, we know when it's going to begin, and that's in the spring, and delivery in June. Now, the truck won't start arriving in dealerships until then. And it's going to be cool to see these first SUVs on the road. There's going to be no shortage of the official Bronco parts. And that's for sure. Ford says it expects over 200 dealer installable accessories. And remember, get your accessories at the beginning and get it installed so you don't have to pay that installation fee. For example, on the top of the Ford content package, 11 colors you have to choose, and the truck will be offered with. If you want a luxe Bronco with an inky paint job and the matching dark wheels, you can have it. If you want a rugged off-roader with the Stillies, tow hooks, LED light bars, that's also possible. Now, third-party vendors are only going to increase that flexibility, and we can likely expect plenty to weigh in on their own vision of the Ford's new truck over the coming months. Right now, reservations are still being taken, and the number of numbers is just growing and growing and growing ahead of the order. So, if you haven't made a reservation, make one soon, because some of these trucks won't be delivered to 2022. It just depends on when you get your reservation in. This is Automotive Reviews. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for coming.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. share it with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos.